This time on Magna Mole, we're going to talk about how we're adding auxiliary brake light to your top case. Alright, welcome to the past. Eat more tacos. Unfortunately, we're going to be removing this today to do what you've already seen in the intro and the title obviously down below. We're adding a auxiliary tail light to our top case. I wanted to add one back here across the top case, mainly just because, like, as you can probably see, even just right behind me is like, where's the tail light? It's kind of hidden underneath the top case here a little bit. I haven't had an issue really with anyone like almost hitting me from behind or anything, but I just felt like it'd be a nice feature to add. Some top cases come with them again, but we're just going to add this LED strip, as you saw in the intro, to the case, and I will show you how we're going to do that today. Here's some of the tools. Here's just some of the supplies I'm going to use. Like, I just got like a grommet kit, so drilling some holes in the top case. You can finish them a little nicer with one of those, but it's not necessarily needed per se. I got some sleeving for the wiring, weatherproof connectors so I can take the top case on and off, fasteners. I got some crimp-on terminals. I got some solder seal. I want to try this. Dad got me this a while ago and I haven't really used it for a project yet. So, heat shrink, so on and so forth. Oh, my heat gun's down there. So let's get to it. I'm gonna start assembling the wiring harness and getting things laid out on the top case. That's what this masking's for, so I can just measure out exactly where I want to drill before. That is where we're at. Let's get to it. Maybe hit some time lapse. Thanks for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. Like, it really helps the channel get noticed, get views, things like that, which I really appreciate. I do this in my free time, so anything you can do to click the links below, subscribe, whatever it is, just even leave a comment down below, that's free. Thank you. Alright, got my marks made, found center. Then I found where the ends of my light would be. So I found the center of the light, difference there. Measured from each end to find that point. Marked out where the holes were, kind of just manually. I'll just double check and make sure before I drill holes that I have them at the same height so they're level. I'm going to drill those holes out. We'll just temporarily mount the light in there to make sure it looks good. And then we will work on the wiring. I think we got our holes figured out. Got some hardware here. One moment. Just need to adjust this precisionally made piece of lighting hardware real quick. Yep, there we go. Shut out at me. So we're really just test fitting this now. Hopefully I got the sizing of my holes just about right before I'm going to pull it back off. And we will, come on brown wire, then work on the wiring harness. So just make sure, obviously my measuring job is precise as can be. Alright guys, in. Alright, take a quick break and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we got it temporarily mounted up. That should work. Just to show you on the inside, we'll clean all this up, but just gonna have a little lock washer, split washer on there, and then we will get the wiring. I was planning to go to the right corner there, but I might go to the left because that's the side on the bike where the connector is. I'm going to show you that right now too. Oh, yeah, it's over on the bike. So if you have a V Strom, highly recommend it. That's what we're doing this on today. V Strom 650 from 2015. This kit is from Eastern Beaver. I know that's a weird name, but just look it up, V Strom, Eastern Beaver. This is a brake tail signal adapter if you can't read that. This is version 1. There's a version 2 that allows you to put like the brake modulator on. This one is just to add like auxiliary lighting. And I believe the connector that we got to get to is right here on the left side. This will go in line with that connection, and we'll be able to, instead of splicing into the wiring in a more permanent manner, this is also, we can take this off later if we don't like it. If we want to change, we change top cases, we sell the bike, whatever it is. It allows the bike to remain basically stock and not have to worry about it. So with that said, we're going to get the light off of the case so that we can start working on the wiring. I think going to that left side anyway will be a shorter wiring run no matter what. So we'll clean up the mess we have on the table right now and switch over to wiring mode. Alright, wiring up our tail light. Okay, so we have the tail light, has 3 wires. One's a ground, one's for just the running light, one's for the brake light. So the basics of this, to keep it simple, is we're going to take those 3 wires. This is one side of a weatherproof connector, so when it's on the bike it'll be water resistant at the very least. So these 3 wires are going to connect on this side. This will go through a little hole in the corner I have yet to drill. On the other side, this will be on the bike side. This will live on the bike, and we'll connect to this, which will connect to that Eastern Beaver wiring connector we talked about before that sits in line with the existing OEM connector. So I will be adding some wiring extensions over to here when needed. Also on the other side, although I don't think we'll need a ton because this already has a good amount of excess. So that kind of brings us to how we're going to connect it. Today I want to try out, these are just solder seal connectors. So basically they're heat shrink with a little bit like a solder paste in them. And then when you heat them up with your heat gun, it does the connection for you. So that brings us also to talk about soldered versus a mechanical connection or a terminal connection. So like, just because something is soldered does not mean it's a better connection. It's, in some cases it can be better. Electrically, you're introducing another type of metal. Solder is not copper. It's not whatever your conductors already are. These ones even look tinned already, to be honest, if they're not just they're tinned and soldered already. So like adding more solder is not really going to hurt anything. But the point I'm trying to get to here is that not everyone agrees that solder is the best connection in terms of where you're going to see mechanical vibration, things like that. Sometimes the terminals are actually better as long as they are crimped properly. That's also to say, though, you have to solder properly. What I don't know is, you know, in this case, it's such a low current and all these things, and we're not adding something that's like critical to safety or critical to the bike running. You know, if the light stops working because one of these connection fails, it just means my light stops working. It's not like the bike won't turn on anymore, knock on wood. So a lot of times what I would say is if the connection is going to see a lot of vibrations, a terminal is actually better when properly crimped. Now, properly crimping, you know, don't just pull out random set of pliers or whatever. Even these on the crimpers on like just a wire stripper crimper aren't really that good. Let's see, I got one down here. So if we were going to add any mechanical crimping today, we're going to use something like this, which is meant to be used and give a proper crimp around the wire. So to back all this up, I used to be a certified solderer. I made cables every single day for, you know, a good almost 2 years for a medical device company. So I kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit here. In actuality, for once. Crazy. Anyway, so we are going to try these guys out. I know that's not normal soldering, but I just thought it'd be cool to try it out in a couple spots, see how easy it is to use. I do have some heat shrink to cover things up even further, and like I said, I got some braided sleeve. It's red and black, so, you know, matches the weird colors on my bike that it came with. With all that said, we're going to start throwing this together and get it mounted up to the bike and see if it works. Don't know if you guys can really see it, but it is kind of melting in there. Slowly. Flicked it up a couple notches. It didn't seem to be melting all the way or at all. There it goes. I can see it now. I mean, it looks like it's flowing like a, you know, solder once it melts. So like I said, sorry for the heat gun noise in this video, but you know, it looked like it worked. So we're going to do the other ones here and keep on trucking. We have the first part of the harness is together, sealed off with heat shrink at both ends. We did the solder seal connectors, they're under the cable sleeve, and then I put a 1/2-inch grommet on there because we're going to drill a hole. It will fit through here. I already fit through the grommet. And then I will quickly assemble the other half of the harness here. I probably will just do that quick off camera because that's pretty much just going to be as it is. Not going to add probably any cable sleeving on this one. I'll probably just add some shrink tube. So once I have that done, I'm going to mount this back into the top case and we're going to start slapping the connector into the bike, and we should be approaching the time that we can test this all out. Alright, we now have the second half of our harness done. We can here in just a moment put that on the bike, We're going to slap this back on the top case and tighten down our mounting hardware and make sure everything looks good there. We got to drill one more hole for the connector to come out of. Have that little grommet already on there, ready to go. Let's try this. Hold on. I'm gonna... Oh. Hey, it worked. Excellent. So, light's in there. We squeaked by on that one, boys. Should have measured a little better than that, but it definitely was close. But I kind of wanted it to be close, so that works perfectly. So, we got that back together. Harness coming out the side, so we're gonna come over here quick, and I'm gonna do my best to not have to pull the tail section apart. Eastern Beaver has instructions on their website, kind of how they would go about installing it, but I'm pretty sure I can get this connector disconnected and plugged in to my harness adapter without taking the tail section apart. So I'm going to do that quick. I will show you guys the end result. So yeah, it was very easy just to slap that in there. I'm going to leave it kind of just hanging loose a little bit right now, just so I can test this out quick. And we're going to put that bad boy on and then see if we have power. See if we have power. Oh, I see light. Yep. Running light works. See if it gets brighter. Ooh, boy! Look at that. So, I think it's a good amount brighter too than the stock tail light. So as you see, we have a running light, we have a working brake light on the top case, and if we want to just show, if you ever want to take the case off, it's a very simple unscrew, unplug, and now it's off. It's all it takes. And then we can take the top case off anytime we want. If we get to a destination that doesn't really require the top case very much, we can take it off, and or we can put it back on, and we have this auxiliary tail light keep us a little more safe in traffic. Safe in situations where there's just people who are being inattentive is really what I'm worrying about here. Maybe even at night, which I don't ride around much at night, but at night it will definitely really show off the back of the bike a lot better. You know, at least get people's attention. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Got definitely some videos for the Magna coming up. I have a couple just little things to add to the V Strom, plus we're going to get back to renovating the Abandoned Garage series. Probably going to throw in some more lights and get the snowblower running again next time. So, thanks for being here. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, especially if you've watched this far. And we'll see you next time.